This is Trump at the AI, I don't know, the Hill and the Valley Forum put in all in on AI. AI stands for all in. Get it? Ha ha ha. So, this is Trump talking at this thing. Oh my God. They couldn't even come up with a new fake song for him using AI.
Thank you very much, everybody. What a great song that is, but we'll cut it a little short because we have some business to discuss.
It's also weird. They cut it short because it's fucking awkward that you stand there during the song like Hitler at a school dance being a wallflower.
What a group of smart ones we have in front of me today.
That's his nervous face, like, oh shit. These people are smart enough to know I'm talking out of my ass.
As good as they comes up here, the brain.
Yes, as good as they comes. Sorry, what?
We have in front of me today. That's about as good as they comes up here.
That's about as good as the comes. Yes, that's about as good as the comes, you know?
We have in front of me today. That's about as good as they comes up here, the brain power.
Up here, the brain power.
This power of them all, the brain power. Well,
oh, it's gonna be good. The greatest power of them all.
Brain power. The greatest power of them all, the brain power.
You tell him.
I'm thrilled to be here with so many tech leaders and luminaries as
Luminaires? Sorry, luminaires? Luminaries is, I think, the word you're looking for. God damn it. Why does this thing scroll so fast? I can't freeze this. Pause it, son of a bitch. Block on Facebook. Thank you. Block. Get this shit out of here. God damn it. How many of these people do I have to block? Do they make new shit? There we go. Pause. There we go. I got you. Ha! You son of a bitch. All right, there you go. I got it. I cleared it out.
Action to reassert the future which belongs to America, always has belonged to America. We just lost sight of it on occasion.
The future belongs to America. America, that's why we call her she. The future is female. Yes, you go, girl.
And I just want to start by stating that
You already started.
we've just concluded our big trade deal with Japan.
Yes, where we're now at 15% and it's terrible. There's 15% tariff on everything coming from Japan and there's no reason. Like, nobody's going to buy a fucking Lincoln gas guzzling car. Like, you nut.
And numerous other countries in addition, as you know.
No, they don't know, actually. They don't even know about this deal, because if they did, they're smart. They'd go, the fuck is that? Especially because they buy a lot of tech, and some of that comes from Japan. And you did a shit ton of carve-outs, so almost nothing is, has the 15% tariff on it. So you can just pretend that's what you did, and it's not going to change shit.
But on the Japan deal, because it was literally just signed, letter was just signed.
The letter was just signed.
It was us a sort of signing bonus, so I'll bring it into sports talk, a signing bonus. Like you have signing bonuses too, I understand. Getting a lot of money, 100 million, that's not bad. But that's
Who are you talking about?
not as good as the signing bonus we got. We got a $550 billion signing bonus for the country. And we had the tariff at 25%. As you know, we had a tariff at 25%. And these are great people that we negotiated with, but we agreed to reduce it to 15 based on the fact that Japan has agreed for the first time ever to open up its country to trade so that all of our American businesses and business geniuses, including many in this room,
Businesses.
can go out and do business openly and freely in Japan, a very rich and prosperous and profitable and wonderful country, frankly.
May I? Oh, by the way, Iran launched a rocket. Hold on. You guys, this is great. Hold on one second. There you go. Art of the deal, baby. U.S. industries and protectionists are raising alarms with President Donald Trump's pact with Japan, saying it risks undercutting his stated goals of rebalancing America's trading relationships and reviving domestic manufacturing. Trump and his top negotiators on Wednesday hailed the deal as a potential model for other countries hoping to win tariff concessions, citing Tokyo's pledge to create a $550 billion fund for U.S. investments. The president's decision to grant Japan relief on automobiles, however, provoked criticism that the agreement wouldn't address the main source of U.S. trade deficit with Japan, even as it disadvantages Detroit's Big Three. Around 80% of the U.S.-Japan trade gap is in cars and car parts. Tuesday's announcement marked the latest signal that Trump is willing to negotiate on industry-specific duties on products including chips and pharmaceuticals, potentially undermining the most durable pillar of his tariff strategy. The reaction underscores the risks of the president's transaction negotiation. Any deal that charges a lower tariff for Japanese imports with virtually no U.S. content than it does North American-built vehicles with high U.S. content is a bad deal for the U.S. industry and U.S. auto workers, said Matt Blunt, the president of the American Automotive Policy Council that represents Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. Trump defended his approach. I will only lower tariffs if a country agrees to open its market. If not, much higher tariffs. Japan's markets are now open for the first time. A U.S. business will boom. It's a shit deal. It's fucking stupid. It's all carve out so he can pretend that there's a 15% thing so that, like, the low information maggot voters think he's being tough with everybody. Still.
And we will pay a zero tariff as we do business in Japan. So we're paying zero, they're paying 15. We're getting $550 billion. And to be exact, it's 90% of that, but we control the whole lot of it. And it's really been great.
It's really been
happy in their stock market went up.
It's really been great. Yeah, you sound fucking super excited, buddy.
Of that, but we control the whole lot of it. And it's really been great.
Yeah, super great. It's really always in Bob Kegeltween.
And they're very happy, and their stock market went up, and our stock market went up, and that's supposed to be the way it is. Ours went way up.
Yes, the stock market likes it when manufacturing fails. Largely, the biggest stocks don't have anything to do with manufacturing.
And theirs went up.
It's almost as if.
Made numerous other deals like that. But the opening up of a country is very important to us. We have numerous countries that have opened their doors, just made some incredible transactions, but we're going to have a very, very simple tariff for some of the countries. We have so many countries, you can't negotiate deals with everyone, so we'll have a straight, simple tariff of anywhere between 15 and 50%. A couple of weeks.
What the fuck? I thought the baseline was 10. And then it was 25. Now it's somewhere between 15 and 50 because you don't know the difference when people say it. That's why he wanted 50 billion from China when they said there was going to be 15 billion because he can't tell the difference. That's why that lovely lady on I think she used to be on WeOn, but now she's on First Post or whatever. Podme always says 15 million, 15. 90 million, 90. So the people don't think 19.
Because we haven't been getting along with those countries too well, so we just say, let's...
What the fuck are you talking about? We haven't had a problem with fucking Japan or Europe, you asshole.
50, and that's the way it is. But remember, we get countries that were closed, always closed. Everyone in this room would never remember any of them to be open.
Hey, asshole. Everybody in here travels back and forth to Asia all the fucking time.
We've offered such a deal to the European Union, where we're in serious negotiations, and if they agree to open up the union to American businesses, then we will let them pay a lower tariff.
Super exciting, man. This is lightning in a bottle. I don't even know why you talk about anything else.
The tariff is very important, but the opening of a country, I think, can be more important if our businesses do the job that they're supposed to be doing. Such openings are worthy of many points in tariffs, and they're a good thing, not only for, as an example, Japan or Europe, but certainly a great thing for America, because it allows our businesses to go out and fairly compete and do really well if they compete properly, like the
Jesus Christ. Can we get Grandpa some pudding at this point? I mean, I don't want to be ageist about this. I don't think it has anything to do with his age. I think it has to do with years of brain-addling chemicals and fast food.
that I know, everyone in this room practically I know has competed very successfully. I haven't seen any, and I know the losers just like I know the winners. I tell you.
Don't, trust me, we all know you know losers. Yeah, we we get it.
I don't see any of the losers here.
Well, it is a bit. There's a big distance rather between the podium and the audience, and your eyesight isn't what it used to be.
But now, if some of the countries that pay 25% or more on autos complain, remember that Japan was willing to pay upfront the $550 billion for that privilege of negotiating with the United States of America.
Yeah, but that's to put together a fund to do it. And sorry. I don't know, my keyboard's working again.
We also made a deal yesterday with the Philippines and Indonesia, which in both cases will be opening up their country. And
yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm sure everybody in the heartland can't wait to sell shit to the Philippines, because if there's a country where people have a lot of extra money in their pocket and you know, it's so stupid.
in the process of completing our deal with China. And as you know, the UK, we made a deal. It was a very good deal for everybody.
We had a trade deficit with them. We were doing better before.
Everybody's happy. It's always not.
Yeah, they're happy because they were like, hey, can we just keep the thing we did? Yeah. Oh, I beg your pardon. That was...
Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Where'd the other one go? Why is it stuck there? There it is.
How, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of your cell?
There we go. All right.
When everybody can be happy. But mostly we'll be charging straight tariffs to most of the rest of the world.
Most. All right.
Because we have over 200 countries. People don't realize that's a lot of deals. Even if you're like me, a deal junkie, that's a lot of deals. That would be too much for anybody. Ooh.
Ooh.
How did we do with this country that I never heard of? We got a lot of deals cooking, but America is taking in hundreds of billions of dollars like it never has before.
We always take in hundreds of billions of dollars, asshole.
Investments into our country at the highest point ever in history, and we've just really been opened up.
No, I think actually this is one of the first times where the president of the United States has claimed it's because of him. That's the only difference, really. Like, this shit happens all the time in business throughout the country. But the president, that we've never had a president come out and go, this is because of me, you fuckers.
For business for 3 of the 6 months. The first couple of months, we got ourselves all set, done a great job with our military. As you know, you saw that 2 weeks ago. when you saw the way those incredible B-2s flew into Iran and took out an entire nuclear potential deadly force.
An entire nuclear potential deadly force.
But I want to thank
Yeah, go ahead.
the incredible people that I see before me, including White House AI czar David Sachs. He's been great.
Has he explained it to you? Has he walked you through ChatGPT? Or have you decided to leave Melania for a grok romance?
For organizing this very important summit, and especially for putting it in D.C., where it's a little bit easier. I don't know if it's easy for you, but it's a hell of a lot easier for me. Along with his colleagues at
Jesus. Yes, yeah, we understand this is where you live right now. Yeah, they're all clear on that. I mean, they're in the brain department. They're
All In podcast, which is very good. I did that podcast a year and a half ago, and I said, this is something that was pretty new, pretty raw. And, everybody I knew saw that podcast. I said, well, he's got something pretty good. Who is that guy? He's a
it's all rich douchebags.
smart guy, by the way. I think if I ever get in, which at the time people were saying I had a shot, not as good a shot as it turned out. We won in numbers that nobody believes. We won every
You're right. Nobody believes them.
swing state. We won by millions and millions of votes, winning the popular vote. We won
Still at a lower margin than Hillary beat you.
with the
Ouch.
districts, as they would call them, 2,750 to 505.
No, that wasn't districts. That's counties, dummy.
And that's why the map is almost completely red, except for a
Right, except where the people are.
couple of little blue areas on each side of it. But it was a
He knows he's losing this crowd. They don't give a shit about any of this stuff. This is rally bullshit.
experience, frankly, for me, and hopefully it's a great experience and been a great experience for our country, because they're saying we had the greatest 6 months that a president has ever had. The opening
No, they're not. No. Caroline Levitt says this to you. Stephen Chung says this to you. Fucking Howard Nutlick says this. Nobody else is saying this, you weirdo.
6 months.
This is not like on, I know you'd call it the fake news, but like, it's not like banner headlines on fucking Bloomberg or Market Watch or any of the economic ones. They're all like, Jesus Christ, this asshole. I hope we make it through.
And I'm not even sure, maybe 6 months. I'm not sure it's the opening, but let's call it the opening 6 months. It sounds a little bit nicer.
What?
I want to also say hello and thank to Jamath and
Jamath.
wonderful wife, Nat. Thank you very much for being here.
Say his name again. Hold on. What's his name?
Nicer. I want to also say hello and thank to Jamath and
Jamath.
wonderful wife, Nat. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. It was great seeing you again. Great couple. David Friedberg and even, as we know, Jason Calacanis.
What?
Even, as we know, Jason Calacanis. I say even. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
What? What is that?
As we know, Jason Calacanis. I say
Calacanis.
even. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
So he was supposed to say Jason and he said even?
Yeah, he's a good person. Thanks as well
I mean, it's not even Evan?
to the Hill and Valley Forum and our future Undersecretary of State, Jacob Hellberg. Good work. Good. Stand up, Jason. Good. I met him a year and a half ago, and I was very impressed. I said, let's bring him in. We bring in a lot of smart people. And David's been unbelievable as the job he's doing.
Yeah. Yes, everyone thinks it's not believable.
along with Secretaries Doug Burgum, who's been incredible. Doug? Thank you.
Yeah, I love when, whatever with the cabinet members, but when he tries to pronounce new people's names, it's pretty fucking sweet. But does he have remarks?
Great job. He's producing low-cost energy. We're down to $64. I want to get it down a little bit further if we can. I don't know if the oil companies love that or not, but we want to have very inexpensive electricity so that you can power up the plants because you need.
What, we don't have oil plants that produce energy in this country, you weirdo. Largely natural gas, I guess. It's largely used for vehicle and transportation. Like very little. There are very few, insofar as I know, oil fueled, I guess, factories or towns. What fucking town is he talking about?
More electricity than any human beings ever in the history of the world. When I heard what you really need, I said, you got to be kidding. Double what we produce right now for everything, right? I don't know. Jensen, you're going to have to explain that to me someday, why they need so damn much. Couldn't you do with a little bit less? My father always used to say, turn off the lights, son. But you guys are turning up
Yeah, he wasn't talking about that. He was just wanting you to leave the room.
the lights. I want to thank Howard.
Actually, no. For the record, that's how a lot of these things. Lights aren't the fucking problem, dummy. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Let's see. China. Let's see. China dark factories. This is the future Donald Trump wants to bring to America, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. Where's the China? Here we go. This is the whole thing.
That, in theory, the lights could be completely shut off. Factories like this one are part of China's bid to use hyper-automation to dominate the electric vehicle or EV market.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so hold on one second. There's another one on here too. This is the dark factory. Yeah, they don't need lights on in there because there's no fucking people. And the people that walk around have a light on their fucking hat. This future manufacturing, Trump. There you go, dummy. Whoops.
Sputnik for doing a terrific job. He was involved in the.
Oh, nutlick. He was involved in a real estate deal with Jeffrey Epstein.
With Japan, Howard, wherever you are, Howard. Where is Howard? Hi, Howard. Great job you did. Appreciate it. Really, that was an interesting negotiation, wasn't it? These are tough people. These are good negotiators, I will tell you, Japan. But they love their country and they do what's right for their country. I want to thank Chris Wright, if Chris is around. Chris is here because he's helping with the tremendous energy success that we're having. We're having tremendous energy success.
Sorry.
We're the biggest. We have more energy than anybody else in the world. Nobody knew that until I came along. But we have more energy than anybody else in the world. We're making incredible deals on energy, including deals in Alaska. Well, we that's the mother.
If oil is hitting the bottom of the rung where exploration is even profitable, what makes you think they're going to dig into Alaska and lower the price even more?
That's the big one. And we're making deals with various Asian countries that need it. And it's actually hard to believe, you don't think of it, but Asia is very close to Alaska, relatively speaking.
Relative to what?
Not the closest, but it is pretty much the closest when it comes to.
Yeah, I guess Canada's closer technically.
Oil and gas and energy, and we're making some incredible deals. And I want to thank Chris. Chris is.
I mean, in terms of shipping shit?
Fantastic, works in partnership really with this gentleman who's the head of all of. You've got the land and he's got the energy, right? But they formed a great partnership.
Yeah, this gentleman, fucking that guy. Hey, man, who is that guy? He's sitting right there. You know, the guy, you got the energy, but he's got the land. What's his fucking name again?
Doug. So that's one of the greatest partnerships I've seen in a long time. They work hand in
Yes, I know who Doug Burgum is. Who are you?
and they have done a great job. Administrators, Kelly Loeffler, I think, is here. Kelly, thank you very much. Hi, Kelly. Thank you,
Yeah, no one's surprised. These people all live in town.
Kelly. And probably the most important man in the room, and I say it in all sincerity, more important than Doug and Chris and all that energy they're producing. He's a man that produces fast permits on the environmental impact statements. He gets them done. I said, Lee.
Yeah, I know his volume is low. I apologize. Hold on. Let me see. Where is he? Okay, hold on. Let me try something else. Because there might be a louder version of this someplace.
1 week.
Shut the fuck up. All right, hold on. Trump AI. I'm going to try and find a louder version of it. I apologize. It's always this Trump AI Summit. Usually,
Know the losers, just like I know technology policy, Michael Kratzios.
yeah, that
Michael,
one's
thank you
that
very
one's echoey and shitty. Great work, CNBC. Was I watching the White House one?
Children will not
Nope,
live on a
there we go.
planet.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
But now we send it to Europe, and Europe pays, and they were great. We had a tremendous NATO meeting a few weeks ago, and
Okay, so yeah, so this is the louder one. Okay, thank God.
David here, because you're supposed to be voting, Ted. I don't know.
Hold on. Let's
Tell you
back
what,
up.
you have 1 week for nuclear, and you have a couple of days for oil and gas, okay, for the approvals. And we kid, but you know, he really is. He's knocking them out fast. He's knocked out a lot. A lot of you guys have started your plants already, and you've already had your approvals. So where's Lee Zeldin? Is he here? He is so.
So just to be clear, what he's talking about right there is the EPA is fast tracking nuclear sites and permitting them in a week.
Great. This guy.
Hold on. I'm going to try to. Hold on. Back
He
up.
is so
here,
great.
silly.
That's why he has a slightly better seat than I gave to Doug, you see? Nah, he's doing a fantastic
put the
job
sleep
in a lot
timer
of
on.
ways, but he's doing a great job, and he's getting fast permits, and safe and good and everything else, but he's moving them along rapidly, already given some. And, you know, one of the most exciting things we'll talk about in a second is the fact that you're going to build your own electric producing plants when you build whatever you're building, and it's different
Whatever you're building.
things, including automobile factories, which are going up all over the place. You'll see them.
Oh yeah, big, great, yeah. Automobile factories, just incredible. Just this part right here. This whole hey, this robot. Listen to me. This robot can do all kinds of shit, and it can do it in the fucking dark. This is who's a CNBC? Yeah. Factories are heading for a dark future, and it's not what you think, right? Because the rise of AI in factories. There we go. And this is all we can just get all this shit, and we don't need any of you. You're all fired. This is the whole thing. All right. So let me move this out of the way. There we go.
They're moving into our country because of the tariffs, because they don't want to pay the tariffs. They're moving into our country at a record speed.
No, they're not. And also, they're not bringing any jobs. All they would be is a suck on the electrical grid.
But the ability to build your own electric plant, not having to rely on a 100-year-plus old grid. And then if you have electric capacity
Because it won't be able to handle it.
extra, you're going to sell it into the grid, make some money, but you'll sell it right back into the grid. Director of
Into the grig, he said.
the Office of Science and Technology Policy, Michael Kratzios. Michael, thank you very much. Thank you, Michael.
By the way, this makes him seem almost like awake and aware. This is 1.25 speed.
As well, we're supposed to be taking a vote right now. Big vote, Senator Ted Cruz. Is Senator Cruz here? Oh, look at my senator. Why aren't you voting? I think we lost David McCormick, who's voting. So is David here? Because you're supposed to be voting, Ted. I don't know. I'll tell you what, this man works hard. Ted works hard.
Yes, especially when when I call his wife a fat pig.
And he works good. And a very special thanks to some of the top industry leaders here, including somebody that's amazing. I said, look, we'll
Oh, get on with it. What are you talking about?
break this guy up. This is before I learned the facts of life. I said, we'll break him up. They said, don't say it's very hard. I said, why? I said, what percentages of the market does he have? So he has 100%. I said, who the hell is he? What's his name? His name is Jensen Huang, NVIDIA. I said, what the hell is NVIDIA? I've never heard of it before. He said, you don't want to know about it, sir. I figured.
NVIDIA. NVIDIA, not NVIDIA. It's not a fucking skin cream.
We could go in and we could sort of break them up a little bit, get them a little competition. And I found out it's not easy in that business. I said, supposing we put the greatest minds together, they work hand in hand for a couple of years. He said, no, it would take at least 10 years to catch him if he ran NVIDIA totally incompetently from now on. So I said, all right, let's go on to the next one. And then I got to know Jensen, and now I see why. Jensen, will you stand up? What a job. What a job you've done. Man.
Look, Jensen Huang is a smart guy. I like the NVIDIA stuff. But let's be completely honest. NVIDIA made gamer cards, made video graphics cards, GPUs, graphic processing unit, the GPUs, so gamers could play games with better ray tracing and larger maps and all that kind of shit. And then crypto guys suddenly discovered that they were really good at calculating really fast because of how they were designed. So they started building these crypto farms, and they started buying up all the NVIDIA cards they could because those were the fastest ones, and they were available in a lot of Asian countries for gamers and that kind of stuff. And then they they would stack like 4 or 5 of them in a computer, and then they'd submerge the fucking thing underwater to keep it cool because it was so goddamn hot, right? And then that market collapsed when people figured out that you can actually crack a crypto wallet. And so there were all these guys who were like, oh, well, then fuck that. And they got out of the industry and they dumped these things on the market right as AI was coming around. And those GPUs that were suddenly freed up were used for LLMs.
Great. He's a great guy, too. Lisa Su of AMD. Lisa?
That's his direct competition. Also, by the way, Amazon is coming up with their own chip.
Lisa? Thank you. Congratulations. Great job. Sham Sanikar of Palantir. We buy a lot of things from Palantir. Where are you? Are we paying our bill?
That's the weapons company.
I think so.
Are we paying our bills? I think so. Yeah, they're the AI weapons company.
We just made a deal with the European Union where they're going to pay the United States of America 100% of the cost of all military equipment. They're going to ship it to the European Union, and then they'll distribute it. And much of it will go to Ukraine. It's been a long time since you've heard those words, because we're in for $350 billion. But now we send it to Europe, and Europe pays. And they were great. We had a tremendous NATO meeting a few weeks ago, and it was pretty amazing. Actually,
Get on with
they
it.
Agreed to go from 2% to 5%. And they had 2% where they didn't pay. They have 5% where they've already paid.
That's because Russia's actually talking about nuking their goddamn capitals. Of course they're upping their expenditures over when you weren't around.
That's a big difference.
Yes, Palantir is Peter Thiel's company. Right. That's J.D. Vance's boy, or vice versa.
Trillions of dollars, actually, trillions. But they're going to spend that money in the United States with our defense companies, and we're going to send it to them, and they'll distribute the equipment that we send.
Yeah.
So that's the way it should have been 3 years ago, frankly.
No.
And Jeff Sprecher, the other half of that incredible family, is he here? Is he here?
Yes, of the Wisconsin Sprechers. Do they, Deutsch?
He's a fantastic guy, international, intercontinental exchange, and he's been a friend.
Both, I think, or maybe neither. You mean Intercontinental Exchange?
Mine for a long time, the husband of Kelly, who's really doing a good job. You are really doing a good job. And small business, which is actually big business if you add it all up, right? It's probably the biggest bank there is, but they call it small business, and she's done a fantastic job. Thanks, Kelly.
It's the Small Business Administration because it deals with businesses under a certain size. Jesus Christ.
Say hello to Jeff. As we gather this afternoon, we're still in the earliest days of one of the most important technological revolutions in the history of the world.
And now he's going to explain it to you. Go for it. He's been looking forward to this speech for months.
Around the globe, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. I find that too artificial. I can't stand it. I don't even like the name. You know, I don't like anything that's artificial. So could we straighten that out, please? We should change it.
Are you talking about? What, you drink Diet Coke, you dumb motherfucker. You like everything artificial. Also, I have made the case, and I've argued this back when Elon Musk was allegedly sane. I would like to say for the record, I've said it should be called synthetic intelligence.
I actually mean that. I don't like the name artificial anything because it's not artificial. It's genius. It's pure genius. And its potential to
Yeah, call it. Wait all right, Captain Branding. Call it genius intelligence. GI, that's what we'll call it. And maybe then the GI Bill, you can pass the GI Bill and give money to AI companies with it. Jesus.
form every type of human endeavor and domain of human knowledge, from medicine to manufacturing to warfare and national defense.
All of those things?
Whether we like it or not, we're suddenly engaged in a fast-paced competition to build and define this groundbreaking technology that will determine so much about the future of civilization itself because of the genius and...
Goddamn. He's just like, oh God, a smart word is going to come up and it's going to hurt and I'm going to say it wrong.
Creativity of Silicon Valley, and it is incredible genius, without question the most
incredible genius,
brilliant place anywhere on earth. America is the country that started the AI race, and as President of the United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it. We're going to work hard, we're going to win it.
Also, we started the AI revolution. It wasn't a race until other people entered into it. So technically speaking, it's only a race when the second person enters. If you're just running, you're just running. If somebody else is running against you, they're the one that started the race. Dumbass. Ray winning the... It says winning the AI race. We will win the AI race.
We will not allow any foreign nation to beat us. Our children will not live on a planet controlled by the algorithms of the adversaries advancing values and interests contrary to our own. We don't want to have contrary interests. We want to get along.
No, we don't. We definitely don't want contrary interests. Absolutely. Sorry, run that by me again, dipshit. What was that supposed to say?
To beat us. Our children will not live on a planet controlled by the algorithms of the adversaries advancing values and interests contrary to our own. We don't want to have contrary interests. We want to...
Right, okay. So it's not so much the order of the words, it's just the emphasis. He just blew past all of the punctuation.
Get along, and we'll get along with other countries. We're having a great relationship, as I told you, with those countries that we mentioned, with Japan and Indonesia and so many others.
Yeah, we've had a friendship with Japan for a long fucking time.
The European Union, we're getting along. We're getting along very well with China. A lot of respect for President Xi. We have a great...
You haven't talked to him. The dude's practically dead. If he's still in office by the end of the year, it'll be a fucking miracle.
Relationship, and we'll see how it all works out. But we're getting along with countries it's really been pretty amazing, I will say that. And it's a...
Great. What does that have to do with AI?
Thing. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. So from this day forward, it'll be a policy of the United States to do whatever it takes to lead the world in artificial intelligence of such...
Whatever it takes. So I guess scientists in other countries, look out, you're going to start falling out of windows or some shit.
Important thing happening. This is really something that nobody expected. It just popped out of the air, and here we are. But we...
Yeah, that's how it happened. AI definitely just popped out of the air, and here we are. I didn't even expect to be doing this shit.
We'll defend our nation, our values, our future, and our freedom, and it will be...
By not regulating AI at all and making sure that anybody who wants to create Mecha Hitler is allowed to do so.
Great But what we really need to be successful is a very simple phrase called common sense.
That's what we have to teach AI common sense, or as we really know it under Trump, common misconceptions.
That begins with a common sense application of artificial and intellectual property rules. It's so important.
Sorry, I thought we weren't going to have any rules. You just voted against it. Your big bullshit budget busting bill just stripped all those rules.
You can't be expected to have a successful AI program when every single article, book, or anything else that you've read or studied, you're supposed to pay for. Gee, I read a book. I'm supposed to pay somebody. And, you know, we appreciate that, but you just can't do it because it's not doable.
Okay, so what he's saying is AI companies should be able to absorb any artistic work, any reference material, work of fiction, anything. They should just be able to absorb it without having to pay for it. That's what he's talking about. He's pledging to this group of people that they won't run into any rights issues. They can just steal everything.
If you're going to try and do that, you're not going to have a successful program. I think most of the people in the room know what I mean.
What you mean is that China doesn't pay any of those things, so that you're afraid they're going to get ahead, right? Yeah. Oops, somebody
person reads a book or an article, you've gained great knowledge. That does not mean that you're violating copyright laws or have to make deals with every content provider.
Excuse me?
And that's a big thing that you're working on right now. I know, but you just can't do it. China's not doing it. And if you're going to be beating China, and right now we're leading China very substantially in AI, very, very substantially. And
yes, but we'll fall really far behind if they're not able to just pilfer music videos and fucking makeup tutorials off of fucking YouTube.
Nobody's seen the amount of work that's going to be bursting upon the scene.
You're right. Nobody has seen the amount of work that is going to be bursting upon the scene.
But you have to be able to play by the same set of rules. So when you have something, when you read something, and when it goes into this vast intelligence machine, we'll call it.
Yeah, that's good. Just call it the vast intelligence machine. Sure.
You cannot expect to every single time say, oh, let's pay this one that much, let's pay this one. It just doesn't work that way, of course.
Why not?
You can't copy or plagiarize an article, but if you read an article and learn from it, we have to allow AI to use that pool of knowledge without going through the complexity of contract negotiations, of which there would be thousands for every time we use AI. We also have to have a single federal standard, not 50 different states regulating this industry of the future. And some people would say, gee, that's an unpopular thing to say. I was told.
You mean Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Before I got up here, this is an unpopular thing because some people.
Really? They were told you? Somebody, what do they, just pat you on the back and go, hey, that part of your speech that you're going to say is very unpopular. Good luck.
Don't want that, but I want you to be successful. And
yeah, not the people who create art or write books or articles or journalists. You don't want them to be successful. You want these assholes, the regurgitators.
You can't have one state holding you up. You can't have 3 or 4 states holding you up. You can't have a state with standards that are so high.
You can't have the Pennsylvania Dutch holding you up. You can't have the Amish holding you up. You can't have, people who are 3 iPhones back holding you up.
It's going to hold you up. You have to have a federal rule and regulation. Hopefully you'll have the right guy in this position that's going to.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We do need regulations. Federal regulations on AI, such as, by the way, when he says you need the proper regulations, he means none.
That's going to supplant the states. If you are operating under 50 different sets of state laws, the most restrictive state of all will be the one that rules. So you could have
Vermont, probably. Yeah.
a state run by a crazy governor, a governor that hates you, a governor that's not smart, or maybe a governor that's very smart,
Sure, could go either way.
decides that he doesn't like the industry and he can put you out of business because you're going to have to go to that lowest common denominator. We need one common sense federal standard that supersedes all states, supersedes everybody, so you don't end up in litigation with 43 states at one time. You got to go litigation free. It's the only way. And we also have to watch Europe, Asia, and all foreign countries so that they don't make rules.
All of them? Even the ones you didn't know existed until you were making your bullshit trade deals that you haven't made?
Regulations that likewise make it impossible for you to do business, and where you'd have to make everything in AI cater to them, because again, you'd have to cater to the toughest country or to the tough.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, dum-dum. Yes, only credible at regulations. You wouldn't have to do that at all. You make your AI as capable as you want, and you go, hey, by the way, if anybody asks for help from you from Italy, they have rules and you have to abide by them. Because as smart as the AI is, you can tell it has rules around what it can do in certain countries and what it can't. And so it would just act as a governor on what it would say, and it would just say, hey, I can't go there because of your country.
State, you can't do that because it would ruin it. I just terminated all of the, as an example, California car emissions rules, which were a disaster. It cost them just billions of dollars as an industry, but thousands of dollars per car, the emission rule standard, because they were making the production of an automobile almost impossible and at a tremendously higher cost, much more expensive than it should cost.
What? What are you talking about? I think that electric cars and gas cars are pretty much on parity. What?
For very little gain, for actually, in my opinion, negative gain.
Negative gain. Is that a scientific term or an economic term?
Was
Do you consider that a launch problem or a design problem?
Under this administration, our innovation will be unmatched and our capabilities will.
Yes, good point, Victoria. This is basically his fuck states' rights portion of his speech.
Unrivaled. And with the help of many of the people in this room, America's ultimate triumph will be absolutely unstoppable. We will be unstoppable as a nation. Again, we're way ahead. And
an unstoppable triumph. Although, basically, the race has to be over for you to triumph. So in some ways, that's stopping. Never mind.
To stay that way. We can't let individual smaller units stop it, because that's the only thing that can stop it and can really.
Individual smaller units will stop it.
Mess it up.
You mean your dick? What?
With any such breakthrough, this technology brings the potential for bad as well as for good, for peril as well as for progress. But the daunting power of AI is it's not going to be a reason for retreat from this new frontier. On the contrary.
Yeah, he lost track of the sentence on his teleprompter.
It is the more reason we must ensure. It is
the more reason.
Pioneered first and best. We have to have the best, the first pioneer. We are the best and the first pioneers, and we're going to be.
Yes. Yeah, we need AI people with buckles on their hats.
Really putting a nation that we love, America, we're going to be putting it first. I have an expression, America first, make America great again. A lot of great expressions, but they're all so true.
And they're much easier to say than this techno mumbo jumbo.
America great again. We're going to make this industry absolutely the top, because right now it's a beautiful baby that's born. We have to grow that baby and let that baby.
We do. That's what I was thinking, Rob and I, I should have thrown that in as an analogy last week on Friday. We need to grow that baby.
We thrive. We can't stop it. We can't stop it with.
No, don't stop that baby, especially if it wants to eat fish hooks or run into traffic. Just let the baby grow bigger and bigger.
We can't stop it with foolish rules and even stupid rules.
Or even smart rules.
Same time, we want to have rules, but they have to be
Right, sure.
smart. They have to be brilliant. They have to be more brilliant than even the technology itself.
Yeah, that's not possible. Fuck me.
Surely there will be challenges on the path ahead,
We know there's going to be challenges, and stop calling me Shirley.
but together we will meet them and transcend them all. We are Americans, and we are Americans first. I have a couple people I know that don't happen to be from here, but I wish you a lot of luck anyway. I was looking at 3 people that are not Americans, but they're very good people. Please treat them nicely.
Yeah, the 3 rich guys.
But we do not shrink from the future or cower in the face of uncertainty. We dominate the future. We conquer new frontiers, and we control our own fate. And we determine, by doing that, our own destiny.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Get to the technical stuff. I want to see what my concerns are. Of course, obviously, AI and security, and your deal with Palantir and its ability to use people's facial recognition to assume things. Maybe they could, if it's got your DNA, it could synthesize something, and then you could put somebody's blood at the scene of a crime that wasn't even there, something like that. These are concerns we all have. Please explain to us how technologically this is not possible, and you're going to put regulations in place that will guarantee that we're all safe to be free.
This competition will be a test of our capacities unlike anything since the dawn of the space age. I believe that.
When did space age dawn? Morning? Does night end the space age, and then when the sun's up? I guess the sun's in space.
It's hard to believe as the president, the amount.
Yes, it's hard to believe you're the president.
Of enthusiasm for this one industry. I mean, I can talk about cars where we're doing incredibly well. We have car companies moving in all the time. But I talk about other industries. Everybody's saying this is going to dominate the world. It's going to dominate every industry that ever conceived. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's true. But I can tell you that a lot of very brilliant people think it is true. It'll dominate everything. It will challenge us to marshal all of our strength and flex.
Just like what he just needed to stop for a second. Go. A lot of people talk about this. I have no fucking idea what's going on.
Muscles of American ingenuity and resolve, like probably never before.
Yes, this is resolved like you've never seen someone resolved or even solved before. Again, so resolved.
It will require us to blast through obsolete systems, cut through thickets of regulation. You got to
thickets. You got to get rid of those thickets.
Rid of some of the regulation, but we want good regulation and rebuild the industrial bedrock.
What is this? What's this anti-libertarian? Good Lord.
Of our country. And perhaps most importantly, winning the AI race will demand a new spirit of patriotism and national loyalty.
Why?
Silicon Valley and long beyond Silicon Valley.
He's going to regulate where the technology can go, and you guys are going to be in deep shit. Yeah.
For too long, much of our...
What was that noise? Listen
Silicon
to that. Right after for too long.
Valley. For too long, much of our
he literally pig snorted.
Tech industry pursued a radical globalism that left millions of Americans feeling distrustful and betrayed. And you know that. Everybody knows that. Everybody.
Yeah, but I don't even know why I bothered to say it. It's just right there in the teleprompter. They made me say it. But you know it's true. You know it better than anybody. So why am I even bothering?
This room certainly does. Many of our largest tech companies have reaped the blessings of American freedom. Well,
America good freedom. America good freedom.
Our largest tech companies have reaped the blessings of American freedom.
America freedom. I don't know if that was a hold on. Let's see if we can hear it again.
Many of our largest tech companies have reaped the blessings of American freedom while building their factories in China, hiring workers.
That's what it was.
In India and slashing profits in Ireland. You know that? All the while dismissing.
Why would they slash their profits in Ireland?
And censoring their fellow citizens right here at home. Under President Trump, those days are over. We need U.S. technology companies to be all in for America. We want you to put America first. You have to do that. That's all we ask. That's all we ask.
It's all we ask. And we're not going to regulate it. So I guess we're kind of fucked.
To partner with our tech geniuses in achieving this vision today, we're releasing the White House AI Action Plan.
Hold on. Wait. I got to look that up. And also, where would that be? White House AI Action Plan. This is going to be awesome. And they totally did not create this with ChatGPT. Yeah. What avails U.S. strategic plan on AI. Here's what it includes. This the White House unveils U.S. strategic plan on AI. Here's what it includes. Okay, this is what we're doing. As Trump said, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Trump administration plans to change more than 90 federal policy actions will support the build-out of data centers, semiconductor fabrication plants, the nation's electric grid, creates rules for government, which is already in the fucking CHIPS Act and in the infrastructure bill. Create rules for government contractors in an attempt to eliminate ideological bias in chatbots. Yeah, rise of Mecha Hitler. Withhold funding from states that have burdensome AI regulations because they couldn't get that shit passed in their BBB. Compel federal agencies to review their rules and repeal any that obstruct AI development, like the prohibition on murder, for example, or perhaps establish a program to deliver AI export packages, including hardware, large language model, software applications, and standards to U.S. allies. Trump said a lot of very brilliant people tell him AI will dominate virtually every industry. Okay, yeah, that was what we were, and it was a beautiful baby that's been born.
Big stuff. We're signing it right after this. In fact, I see it sitting right there. Maybe I should just sign it right now. Who the hell has to make the rest of this speech, right?
Right? It's so many big words in it, and it's giving me an aneurysm.
But here are the pillars of the strategy. First, my administration.
Also, you do realize you don't have to sign a strategy. You can just establish it. It doesn't have to have your fucking signature on it. This is so weird.
Use every tool at our disposal to ensure that the United States can build and maintain the largest, most powerful, and most advanced AI infrastructure anywhere on the planet. America needs new data centers, new semiconductor and chip manufacturing facilities.
Yeah, that's why we had the Chips and Science Act.
New power plants and transmission lines. And under my leadership, we're going to get that job done, and it's going to be done with certainty and with environmental protection and all of the things that we have to do to get it done properly. Virtually all of these large capital investments can be and should be made by the private sector. And they want to do that. They just want to be able to do it.
But
for that reason, America must once again be a country where innovators are rewarded with a green light, not strangled with red tape so they can't move, so they can't breathe. And that's not going to happen. You're going to see things that you've never seen in
an old man, they don't let you move, they don't let you breathe.
Country before. So often, and I've been watching for many years, I've watched regulation. I've been a victim of regulation, a zone change.
Oh, sorry, you're like, are airline seats too small for you?
It takes 6 years for a building in Manhattan or whatever, but I was good at zone changes, but it took a long time. By the time you got the zoning, the market changed. You didn't want to build the building. You say, well, but in some cases that made you lucky, didn't it? Huh? Not too many people understand that in this room.
No, they don't. These guys all build virtual shit.
But in some cases, waiting for that approval as the market collapsed was a good thing, not a bad thing. But it's time to reclaim our heritage as a nation of builders, and that's why, upon taking office, I signed a historic executive order directing that everyone, and this is so important for
everyone,
new regulation, 10 old regulations must be immediately eliminated.
Right, that's how you get lead in the water, ladies and gentlemen.
We have old regulations that clog up the books that don't.
There are no old AI regulations. Just saying. There's no old AI anything, you dumb motherfucker.
Mean anything anymore. You know, in my first term, I had more regulation cuts than any president in history time.
Yeah, but you also got rid of the cops program, which led directly to Derek Chauvin killing George Floyd, and it also you cut the the pandemic response team, which led directly to the deaths from COVID. So don't sell yourself short.
Four, and that included two-term presidents, where you're talking about 8 years. We had more than any other president, and
No, you didn't.
we may even top it this year. We may very well be able to top it during this period of time, because you're really, you are a regulation-prone group.
Yeah, I think that's how they think of themselves. You know, please help me. I'm regulation prone.
We're looking to get those regulations out of you.
Duh.
So you can use your genius. Earlier this month, we also enacted the largest tax cuts in American history when I signed the One Big Beautiful Bill into law. And
We are all very rich.
I think the most
This benefits us more than others.
important thing in the whole tax cut, in terms of pure economics, and I think one of the reasons that my first, we had the most successful economy in history during
Oh my God! Get on with the AI stuff.
my first term, and I think this is going to blow it away. So far it is, and I think this is going to blow it away. But the reason we had was I had expensing at 100%. And what we did is we included 100% in this bill, expensing for all capital expenditures, including investments in factories and equipment and structure. Structure wasn't included last time, so even structure, and you're able to
Even the building, but not the structure.
write it all off immediately.
You could only you could only like write off the finishing.
That's the biggest thing. Not 38 years, not 42 years. You're able to write it all off immediately. And this time we've made it for 10 years, not for 1 year. We've made it for 10 years, so you have a much longer period, but I'd say get out and take advantage of it. I think that's one of the reasons that we had such an incredible success with the first tax cuts. And one of the things that this bill
my
does is
God.
it extends the first tax cuts and makes them permanent. And in addition to that,
Is literally this speech is the Epstein files of speeches. Like he is trying desperately not to talk about it because he doesn't understand it. And yes, this includes private jets. And if you need a yacht to show off to your rich friends, you can write that whole thing off too.
did other taxes, like no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, a lot of great
Which is not what that is at all.
things. One of the things that I mentioned, not so pertinent here, but if you're in the automobile business, it's pertinent. I said, why is it that people like us always are looking for expenses and deductions, and people that buy automobiles that really have to go out and borrow money to buy a car, why are
Oh, they're like right off the interest on your car, right?
they allowed to deduct the interest on
Well, because most of the time there's zero interest anyways. That's the point.
the loan to buy a car from their income tax? And we got it approved. We got it.
By the way, this is just his way of like making even more money. If you buy somebody a car and you're now allowed to gift it to them, like basically, what his company got in trouble for, you're now allowed to legally do that. And then you can write off the expense of buying the car. So you can get yourself a dual tax break out of it.
Approved, and that is such a big thing. And I think that's going to be such a big
You
thing
can literally finance somebody's salary.
for the automobile industry. We're going to be making more cars. Within a few years, we're going to be making more cars than we made in the very beginning, in the super prime. We lost almost 50%
The super prime? What do you mean, the mid 70s? What are you talking about?
our automobile business to Mexico, Canada, and various other places, as you know, in Europe and in Asia.
We didn't lose manufacturing to Europe. People buy a lot of European cars. That's not because factories packed up in fucking Detroit and moved to fucking Belgium.
Now we're getting it back. We're getting it back.
They didn't move anywhere where labor costs are higher than they are here, just for the record.
Record numbers, and I think we're going to be topping any amount. In a few years, we'll be making more
Nobody
automobiles
cares.
than we've ever made in the history of our country, including what I call prime time. My administration is also pursuing a future of all-out American energy dominance. And on day one, I terminated the Green New Scam. You know what that was? You were all victims to it.
No, they weren't. All these guys have solar panels on their houses. They all have battery chargers. They all drive electric cars. All of them. All of them.
Perhaps the second or third greatest scam in the history of our country. I would say the first was Russia, Russia, Russia. And we had a couple of others too. But the Green...
They don't seem to be on board with this one.
Scam was one of the greatest. It's so ridiculous what they've made you do. The carbon footprint. They talked about the carbon footprint, and then Obama hops onto a 747 Air Force One and flies to Hawaii to play a round of golf and comes back. What about the carbon footprint? No, we didn't like that. And what Biden?
They bought carbon offsets. That was the point. That's what the carbon market was for, so that you could literally invest in companies that have a lower carbon footprint, and they could get that money and invest it in their own growing this fucking hell.
Done is absolutely terrible. He made it impossible, almost impossible for people to do business, not even talking about the border, where millions and millions of people flowed into our country, many from prisons, from jails, from gangs.
Everybody in the audience, look on your phone and use the AI bot of your choice to look up whether there are 25 million illegals in the country and if they came from asylums. I'll wait.
Mental institutions all over the world. No, we're not doing that. We have to get them out. We got 11,888 murderers, many of them.
Nope. Grandpa brain fart happening again. Tapioca brain.
Committed more than one murder. Many of them, more than 50%, committed more murders. We're getting them out of our country, or in some cases, they're so bad, we're not getting them out. We're having to lock them up because we don't want them ever to come.
Yeah, the 11,888 that used to be 11,995 that you're talking about are locked up in prisons here and have been for a couple of decades. That's the point.
No matter how good we're doing. You know, last month, you probably read, we had...
No, they probably didn't.
0 people enter our country illegally.
That's right. And still, fentanyl is as available as it has ever been, and still is cheap. Weird. You shut down the entire southern border. Nobody's coming across it illegally. And yet the price and availability of fentanyl hasn't changed. That's what is so fucking funny about that? That seems strange.
And over the last number of years, you'd have hundreds of thousands, literally hundreds of thousands of people a week pour into our country, totally unvetted and unchecked. And
yet, even unvetted and unchecked, they're amazing plumbers, roofers, gardeners, repair people, factory workers, basically any blue-collar job you can name. It's totally unvetted, but they're capable of doing it. It's weird that way.
The hell were they thinking? What they've done to our country is so sad, and we can never forget it.
Sure you can. AI is going to run everything. Back to the speech.
But we're unleashing all forms of energy, including natural gas, oil, and clean, beautiful coal. I instructed my people, in the form of Chris and Doug in particular, you are not allowed to say the word coal without saying clean, beautiful in front of it. You can only say clean, beautiful coal. It's a little embarrassing because we had somebody...
Because it's not true.
Making a speech the other day, right? And he mentioned the word coal about 30 times because that was the subject. And he kept going clean, beautiful. I wanted to say, okay, just take it easy. You could just... Got a little bit crazy, right, Doug? But it's, China's using it. They're building...
Jesus Christ. Yes. And their air is largely unbreathable, dumbass.
57 big power plants, all fueled by coal. And we have to compete, we have to win, and we're going to have clean, beautiful.
What, in the choke your citizens to death competition?
Coal, but we have more coal than any. We have more anything in terms of energy than anybody.
We have more anything than anybody.
Gas, we also have more coal. In May, I also signed an executive order to rapidly begin construction of safe, reliable nuclear reactors. That's a big thing now. And many of you are going to be...
Which, by the way, will decimate the coal industry. I'm just saying.
Nuclear. You know, I had problems with nuclear. I saw some of the things, but what they've done with nuclear is like what you've done with AI and other things. It's incredible, actually.
And other things?
It's long term. It's inexpensive. It's safe. What they've done is really amazing. So we opened up the industry, very strict rules, but we opened up the industry, and some of you are going to choose nuclear
Well, if it's very strict rules, you didn't open it up.
over oil and gas or whatever it might be. Under the last year of Biden, China added 11 times as much power generation capacity as did the United States. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but their physical country is like 4 times the size of the United States, and allegedly per capita they have at least double our population.
That 11 times under the Trump administration.
Well, and also a lot of their factories collapse or fall apart or burn down, so they have to be replaced. But
We will be saying those very famous campaign words, drill, baby, drill, and build, baby, build. And we will
build, baby, build. Oh, God.
adding at least as much electric capacity as China. We think we're going to catch them. And
Why? Why? We don't need it. We're not going to be selling it across the fucking border into Canada and Mexico, you weirdo.
maybe even have something a little bit extra. They're going very rapidly, but so are we. And we'll be doing at least as much, and every company will be given the right to build their own power plant. So when you build, you can build your power plant with it.
Well, then why can't I do that for my house? Why, honest to God, why can't I have a small thorium nuclear reactor to run my house then? If you can do it for a private company, why can't you do it for private property? Fuck you, dude. That won't cascade into a nightmare.
And you are essentially going to become your own utility. It's a utility to yourselves. And as I said, any excess energy you're going to sell back to the grid and make plenty of money doing it. As a result of these pro-American policies since my election, we're seeing trillions and trillions of dollars in new investments. So at this
Yeah, the Chips and Science Act.
moment, we have almost $17 trillion coming into this country. There's never been a period of time like that. And that's a
Yes, there has.
period of a few months.
No, that's supposedly over a few decades. Maybe.
In a few months.
I mean, even with Apple, like they're literally like, this is how much money they put into the country all the time. They're going to keep doing it.
Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft are all investing $320 billion or more in data centers and AI infrastructure this year. Those companies are really, they're really
320? That's a lot less than 17 trillion.
going at it, and
They're going at it.
it's very smart people, very good people. I got to know a lot of them. You know, I didn't like them so much the first term when I was running. I wouldn't say I was thrilled with them, but I've gotten to know them and like them. And I think they got to like me, but I think they got to
No, definitely not.
my policies maybe much more than me. NVIDIA has committed $500 billion over the next 4 years. Thank you, Jensen. I'm sure that'll be a good investment. If you're doing it, it's good. Thank you
They have to.
very much. It's a great statement. Last week,
That's an interesting. Was that an edit?
in Pennsylvania, 20 companies announced $92 billion with David McCormick, senator, great guy from Pennsylvania. $92 billion in energy and data center projects, including what will soon be the largest natural gas power plant anywhere in North America. They're going to town. It's already under construction, the largest in North America by far. For decades, we had leaders who spent their time focused on building up foreign nations. Under the Trump administration, we are going to have leaders who are going to build up our nation. This colossal investment in AI infrastructure and many other industries, for that matter, such as automobiles and so many other things, will also create thousands and thousands of great-paying jobs.
Why? Why will this create thousands and thousands of great-paying jobs? For data centers? What do you think people walk the fucking data back and forth between like pizza ovens?
The jobs we want, including lots of blue-collar jobs. And You know, our numbers are very good right now, but wait till you see these numbers in 2 years from now. It will.
Yeah, they're going to be fucking atrocious. Where does he think the blue-collar jobs in data centers are going to come from?
Higher wages and
I mean, I'm sure he believes there's going to be construction jobs over a little bit, but those are, not surprisingly, temporary.
more opportunity for millions of energy workers, HVAC technicians, engineers, electricians, and the hardworking citizens who make our country run. These are great people that make our country actually run. To ensure America maintains the world-class infrastructure we need to win today, I will sign a sweeping executive order to fast-track federal permitting, streamline reviews, and do everything possible to expedite construction of all major AI infrastructure projects. And this will be done. You will get so good a service in so many ways, not only
You will get so good a service.
with the environment, but you need many other types of permits, and you're going to go so fast. You're going to say, well, wait a minute, this is too fast. I didn't expect to go this quickly. This is a problem. I may cause a problem in opposite, but
I may cause a problem in opposite.
including factories, data centers, and power plants of all kinds, the United States will have total industrial and technological supremacy. The second pillar of our action plan for AI dominance is to get the entire world running on the backbone of American technology, and I think that's very much happening right now, and I think it's going to happen. The last
Sorry. How the fuck does the government get the rest of the world to use private industries stuff? Look, I understand opening a Starbucks in a bunch of different countries, but if they decide to open up their own coffee place, fuck you, right? This is kind of similar, is it not?
administration was obsessed with imposing restrictions on AI, including extreme restrictions on its exports. As you know, they made it very difficult to export.
Yeah.
This alienated American partners and drove even our friends into the arms of China and other countries. That's why upon taking office, I
Did he just choke on that one, or was that a fart too?
repealed the so-called Biden diffusion rule. Can you imagine that? That crippled American areas. That's why upon taking office, I the arms of China and other countries. That's why upon taking office, I repealed the so-called Biden diffusion rule. Can you imagine that? That crippled.
Yeah, explain it to us. Tell us what the Biden diffusion rule is. Just tell us. We don't need all this techno mumbo jumbo. You can obviously explain it to us.
American AI exports, the Biden diffusion rule. I wonder who came up with that name, because he has no idea what it is.
Do you? He's not president anymore. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that when they explained it to him, he understood it. Can you tell us what it is? Because you want to repeal it, so what is it?
He had no idea what it was. He came up with a rule. I wonder who drew that one. I wonder, was that signed by the AutoPen, I think, because they went to him and said, we're going to do a diffusion rule. Mr. President, what? What? It's okay. The AutoPen will take care of it. It's one of the greatest scandals in the history of our country.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, one second. I don't know if he... I feel like it's a stable diffusion reference. Yeah, so what is it? Why did the U.S. rescind it? And the implications for Australia. On January 15, 2025, just before leaving office, the Biden administration published Framework for Artificial Intelligence Diffusion, otherwise known as the AI Diffusion Rule, hereafter the AI Rule. It's aimed to introduce a global framework for regulating transactions involving advanced AI model weights and high-performance computing chips. This marked a significant departure from all the targeted controls on dual-use technologies towards a more expansive, extraterritorial U.S. approach to AI export controls. However, the rule drew strong criticism from industry allies and experts over its vague language, limited enforceability, and potentially to hinder innovation and international collaboration. On May 2025, the Trump administration rescinded the rule. It's just one of the regulations on not letting China or Russia get this stuff.
Under my administration, we will maintain necessary protections for our national security, but we will never forget that the greatest threat of all is to forfeit the race and force our partners into rival technology. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Who is he pointing at?
Okay?
Did he point at the rival technology in the front row?
Not going to let that happen. That could
Now?
be the end. When I traveled to the Middle East in May, every leader I met was thrilled to do business with American tech firms and with America, and they were all thrilled to meet me, believe it or not. It's hard to believe, isn't it? But they...
Yes, yes.
By the way, most powerful woman in the world is here today. Susie Wiles, stand up, please. Susie Wiles.
Yeah, she used to run a lobbying group that Pam Bondi worked for. When Pam Bondi worked for Qatar.
For staff. She can take out a country with a mere phone call. No, they just voted her the most powerful woman anywhere in the world. She might be the most powerful person in the world, I think. But she's done a fantastic, hasn't she done a
Sorry, so you just do what she tells you?
job, though, huh?
Excuse me, is Susie Wiles the unelected bureaucrat?
Good. But
Wow.
We're going to come home with trillions and trillions of dollars in deals, and that's the way it is. But the king of Saudi Arabia met three great leaders. I went to three countries, but
Yeah, but in particular, the guy that threw a naturalized American citizen into a wood chipper, that guy told us I was hot as a pistol. We were cold dead. A terrible term, dead. But now we're hot as a pistol.
of Saudi Arabia said, and I can say that Qatar and UAE, the leaders, brilliant
We're hot.
guys, great
Too hot lady.
people. They said the same thing. They said, you know what? That 1 year ago, your country was dead. It was a dead country. They were looking at China. They were looking at other places, but you had a dead country. And today, Mr. President, you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. They said that,
Sounds like they know how to play you.
and they meant it so strongly.
They did. They so did. Ooh. You can tell they mean it strongly because it makes you go, like fucking Lon Chaney as Frankenstein.
And when I went to NATO 2 weeks ago, where we made the deal where they pay 5% instead of 2%,
Rambly bullshit.
they said the same exact thing. They said, boy, I tell you what a
It's weird. It's almost like they all have your number.
difference it is. It's a year ago, you people were dead. We didn't think you were going to make it as a country. Today, you're the hottest country in the world.
Yeah, they don't say that.
They all said it, all those leaders
No, they didn't.
said it, 30 of them.
I'm sure they were snickering while they said it, but
Today, I'm signing another major executive order that will turn America into an AI export powerhouse.
as a matter of fact, it was drafted using AI.
Under this order, Secretary Lutnick and Secretary
That's why in the listing of people involved in implementing the executive order, it has J.D. Vance, Secretary of Couch Fucking. It's,
Marco
garbage in, garbage out. They used grok.
Rubio. Marco Rubio's doing a great job as Secretary of State.
Oh, yeah? Well, according to Tulsi Gabbard, he's going to jail.
Work to rapidly expand American AI exports of all kinds, from chips to software to data storage of all kinds. And that's very
AI data storage? Sorry. AI hard drives?
important. That's going to give you the freedom to do what you want to do. And third, once and for all, we
Like, I don't know, create Skynet.
are getting rid of woke. Is that okay? Because I know you had to hire all woke people.
He had to hire all woke people. He means women and minorities.
You had to hire all woke people under some of these things. How about the chips, where they give you the chip nonsense, where they give you billions of dollars if you only build a chip company? These people have plenty of money. They don't need the money. They need the permits. They need the rights to do it. They don't want to pay tariffs, so they come and they build here. That's why they're coming here. They like.
No, you didn't rescind any of the stuff from the CHIPS Act.
Number one, they like me, but they like not having to pay tariffs even more, and they're coming. But
What the
Biden
fuck
gave-
kind of, by the way, what the fuck kind of tariff do you think you're going to charge AI with when it's digital, asshole? You think you're going to tariff cloud computing? What are you talking about? Are you going to put an internet tariff on something so that you're charged by the minute for overseas internet use? What?
Millions of dollars to companies that have nothing but cash. And they don't say where to build. It's just give them money. But here's the problem.
Yeah, they did. Most of them are in Arizona. One of them's in Ohio.
They have to hire lots of woke people. And they say woke isn't for this particular industry. We've noticed that. They're not for
What?
a lot of industries, if you want to know the truth. So the guidelines were impossible. They're going to give you money, but you got to hire this and this and this and that. And
Well, if they didn't need the money, then who gives a shit? You just made the case these companies don't need money. So they go, okay, no thank you. All we need are the permits. We'll pay for it ourselves. Also, you do realize that the boards and the programmers tend to be a lot of minorities in there. A lot of foreigners.
I don't want to get into it too much because I don't
Because you don't understand it?
want any controversy today. But you have to hire a lot of people that were not into this particular world that you're in. And so therefore, all the money they gave didn't mean a damn thing.
He meant women.
One of Biden's worst executive orders established toxic diversity, equity, and inclusion ideology as a guiding principle of American AI development. So you immediately knew that was the end of your development. But
Wow.
American people do not want woke Marxist lunacy in the AI models, and neither do other
Unless they obviously create their own GPT that's a woke Marxist, I suppose, which I guess you could do.
countries. They don't want it. They don't want anything to do with it. That's why on day one, I very proudly terminated Joe Biden's order on woke AI effective immediately. You don't have
Oh yeah, the woke AI rule. Yes, where it said the Executive Order 17405, the pro woke Marxist AI rule.
any of those crazy rules. Crazy rule.
Crazy rule that doesn't really exist.
And in just a moment, I will be signing an order banning the federal government from procuring AI technology that has been infused with partisan bias or ideological agendas such as critical race theory, which is ridiculous.
What about bullshit like MAGA?
And from now on, the U.S. government will deal only with AI that pursues truth, fairness, and strict impartiality. We're not going to go through the craziness that we've gone through for the last 4 years.
It's a brand new craziness.
And then we skip 4, and then you go back, and it started then. But
Yes, it did start when you showed up. It's crazy.
hung around a little while. Now it's not hanging around at all. Now it's actually very uncool, as somebody told me the other day. It's
Yes, somebody at craft service while I was getting my hands powdered, they said,
uncool to be woke.
is it cool to do that weird slurping thing through your bottom teeth, though?
Encourage all American companies to join us in rejecting poisonous Marxism and our
Poisonous?
technology. It'll be very interesting to see what's happening in New York, because they're actually thinking about electing a communist in New York. They like to call him a socialist. He's not a socialist. He's a communist. But don't worry, you're going to be okay. He still has to get his money from the White House.
Hey, asshole, you're talking to a bunch of technocrats who think computers should run everything. They're to the left of communists.
And that's not going to happen until he shapes up.
Till he shapes up.
But as an example, we are not going to allow men to play in women's sports. That's an example. That's one. And they say that's an 80-20 number. They say 80% would be against it. No, it's not 80-20. It's about 97-3. And I don't know who the 3 are. I've never seen anybody. I've never had a person. I've seen everybody. I'm a very open person.
Yes. Anytime Vladimir Putin walks into the room, you bend over and open yourself.
Come up to me and they talk to me. I've never had anybody come up. Sir, you have to let men play in women's sports. I've never had it. I deal with hundreds or thousands of people. Every time I talk to somebody, nobody
It's almost like the people around you are highly selected by Susie Wiles.
ever They talk about AI, they talk about everything, but they've never said, you gotta allow, this is ridiculous. Men
Well, it's funny. If they never bring it up, then why the fuck aren't you just talking about AI at the All-In AI Forum?
should be allowed to play in women's sports. It's sort of crazy, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, it's... what is he, like... Did they give him an injection of, like, Gila monster blood?
You have to see, did you see the race? It was a race.
So he said, Hal, is AI a man or woman? It is neither. It can sound like either, but it's neither.
It's a long distance marathon, one
Oh
of
my
those
fucking God. Get over yourself.
all-day deals, and we had one of the great female runners, and we had one of the great male runners, and at the end of the
What the get?
somebody said, why don't you go back to the hotel? And came up, and before a woman catches that, and these are great athletes and great people. Censor it, control it, and we're off of it. The reason the last administration was so eager to regulate and restrict AI was so they could limit this technology to just a few large companies, allowing them to centralize it, censor it, control it, weaponize it, and they would weaponize it. A very dishonest group of people. You probably...
Excuse me, you just eliminated, or you're planning on eliminating the rules that would keep someone from being able to weaponize it. Hey, you dumb motherfucker, I can download I would say a second tier large language model onto a small computer and turn it loose. You might want some regulations. It's like a car is bad enough. We have drunk driving rules because a human being shouldn't be drunk behind the wheel. But if you have, like, auto drive and it's fundamentally fucked up, or it can be programmed to, like, run over people on purpose, maybe have some regulations.
Saw that because we caught them in the act. We really caught them. We had them before, but now we really have them.
Nope.
Where it counts. But this is the exact opposite of my approach. The unique strength of the American tech industry has always come from its startups and small tech. It comes through small. Jensen was small. Were you ever small? I think so. When you started in your bedroom, I think you were small, right? You started as very...
Why do you want to make this about a boy in his bedroom, you weirdo?
small, and now he's really become very amazing. If you regulate them too much, you kill the source of American genius and technological power. I believe that. Joe Biden had a plan to lose the AI race. I think he wanted to lose it because his plan would never have worked. It would have never.
Well, if his plan was to lose and it never would have worked, then clearly his plan was to win.
Successful. You would have spent a lot of money and you wouldn't have been able to win. They didn't allow you to win, but we have a plan which only admires and respects the winners. Every citizen should take incredible pride in the...
Only admires and respects the winners. You know, the people in this room, the already rich, the people who have a strong foothold on this entire industry so they can kick any up-and-comers.
Feats of American innovators who are pushing the bounds of human knowledge and achievement. The people of OpenAI, Google, Meta, and countless startups are proving once again that America is impossible. You are just impossible to beat. You're not going to be beaten. We're not going to let that.
He had a hard time reading "impossible to beat," and he's got to like reiterate it because he knows it didn't come out right, or he thinks it didn't. He's getting brain farts on stuff that he's just reading.
When you do your best, when you work your hardest, and when you're allowed to be free of horrible, foolish regulation, and you're going to have regulation, but it's going to be sensible, smart regulation.
Sure. Yeah, count on it. Hold on. Okay.
Nobody's going to beat you. As we push even further into this exciting frontier, let us never forget that all of this prosperity and progress has come from the culture of freedom and hard work, merit, ambition, and risk-taking passed down from one generation of Americans to the next. So,
yes, the great tradition of the when Lewis and Clark crossed the Mississippi, whittling a brand new AI with their buck knives. Shit.
Silicon Valley rose to wealth, fame, and glory by exemplifying these values, and it will win this race not by rejecting them, but by embracing them like they have never been embraced
before. You mean like if you grabbed AI by the pussy, I guess.
before. We must put America first. This is a nation that invented the light bulb, the telegraph, the television, the telephone, the computer
The teletype, the Teletubbies,
chip, the smartphone, the GPS,
the dumb phone.
integrated circuit, and even the internet. Basically, we invented everything.
It basically really is doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, I think. Basically.
What is left? We invented everything.
What's left? Yeah, there's nothing really else, I guess, to invent. I think we're done. Shit. Okay.
And now it's AI. We invented everything. Does anyone have anything else to say? And now we're going to take it to a new level. But Americans were the first to fly a plane, first to harness the atom, and first to plant our flag
Yeah. And, dude, you can't even ride a fucking bicycle.
on the moon. We mastered the industrial age. We created the digital age. And now we are leading the world into the golden age, indeed, the golden age of America.
Indeed.
With your help, that golden age will be built by American workers. It will be powered by American energy. It will
It will be run by American robots who've taken jobs from American workers.
be run on American technology, improved by American artificial intelligence, and it will make America richer, stronger, greater, freer, and more powerful than ever before.
Also, slightly more artificial.
And I will now do my share by going and signing a name without an auto pen. I will sign it. If we had one, I wouldn't use it anyway, but we will sign it auto pen free, and we will say, Donald J. Trump, God bless America, and God bless you, and good luck, because the race has
Oh my God.
begun, and you're going to win it. Thank you very much, everybody.
And then he's going to go over and sign his name on the thing that is immaterial.